Hi guys, my name is Caitlin Berger. I'm new to YouTube. This is my first video ever, so I just did this look. If you want to learn how to do this look, then just keep watching. Hi! Okay, so first off, we're going to start with our base. So I already have moisturizer on. I don't use primer. I just use moisturizer because I don't think primer does anything. So my base, my foundation, consists of 3 foundations. Super bougie, you don't need this, but I do this one. It's Femme Culture Rosé All Day mixed with a Clinique foundation and an e.l.f. foundation. So you're just gonna mix all of those together to a big concoction and lather it all over my face. So first off, I start with a brush and apply the foundation with a brush. I think the brush gets a lot more on your face, and then later on I go with a beauty blender to really buff it all in. Right, we're gonna grab a super damp beauty blender. Well, if it's damp, it helps blend it in better, but then I like going in with MAC Fix Plus and spraying that all over my face before I blend it out. And then you're literally just going to push it into the skin and bounce it. And it just gets off any of the extra foundation that you may have on your face or the lines from the brush. But it still keeps on most of the foundation because you applied it with a brush first. And then I'm going to go in with a concealer. This one's really full coverage. I like a full coverage concealer, not a foundation. So this one's the Bye Bye Under Eye from IT Cosmetics. Put it underneath my eyes. And with this, a little goes a long way. It's so full coverage. A little bit on my forehead, a little bit on my chin, and just a tiny bit going down my nose. We're gonna take a brush, blend it out a little bit more. Really, the key to makeup is just blending. Like, the more blending you can do, the better. Looks more natural. And so with a brush, since it's a little bit more blended out, and then I'm going to take that wet beauty blender again and just bounce it and pounce it in. I'm actually just going to put that concealer all over my eyes. And with my concealer, since it is so full coverage, it blends out a little bit harder than lesser coverage concealers do. So I really like to bounce it in, and then whatever excess I have on my beauty blender, I like to pounce it into the cheeks more. So it kind of covers up the natural redness I have while blending out the concealer. Now I'm going to take some Coty Airspun powder, and I'm going to set my whole face. So I'm going to take a fluffy brush and just powder all over my face. This stuff, I feel like, sets my makeup so beautifully, and I really like, I don't like the look of matte, but I like the feeling of matte, and this definitely gives you that illusion of being matte, but not looking matte. I'm actually going to bronze up my face before we bake. So I'm going to take the Milani bronzer. We're just going to take a little bit of this one and mix it with this one. I'm going to take an angled brush, just tap, and then really go in with this one. I'm going to put most of the product right in my cheekbone, and then since I'm just bronzing, I'm not contouring today, I'm really just going to blend it out. So I'm really going to blend it out, and then we're going to bake later on. So I'm just going to cut a line right there so it's going to look even more blended. So it's not going to look all muddy right here anymore after I bake. And do the same thing on this side. And then really blend it out. And I go all along the hairline. So it's kind of like that 3 shape that everybody talks about. So you're just going to go around, done, and then I do the chin also. And then we're just going to do the forehead. Really blend out the forehead. Definitely look crazy when you first bronze up your face, but after the look comes together and you have your blush and highlight on, it definitely all comes together. Now that we're finished with the bronzer, we're just going to bake a little bit. So we're just going to put our damp beauty blender into the powder, really get all up in there, and then we're going to make that line. So we're going to go right from your earlobe is down. And I like to put it all down into the corners of my mouth. And then I'm just going to bake under my eyes while I'm doing my eye look. And on my forehead. Alright, so while I'm baking, I'm just going to do my brows and my eyes. So for brows, I'm just going to run a spoolie through them. And then I'm going to put a pencil, an eyebrow pencil, through the ends of them. And I'm going to put a lighter powder through the beginnings of my eyebrows because it makes it more natural. We're just going to run a spoolie through them. Alright, so I'm just going to run a pencil through the ends. I like to take a really small eyebrow brush and go with a lighter brown and go right under, make that line, and then kind of push it up into my brows more. So this part of your brows right here should be the lightest part. Alright, so now that the eyebrows are done, I'm just going to go into a look, and I think I want to do like a neutral brown look today with the Jaclyn Hill palette. So first I'm going to take a kind of big fluffy brush. This one's super big so it can really blend out the first colors. That's what I like to do. So for the first color, I'm going to use this creamsicle color. And I'm just going to put that into the crease and blend it up towards the brow. And you're just going to make this the most blown out you can. Because this is basically your crease color and you want everything to blend into this color. So now that you have that all blended out, you're going to take a smaller blending brush and I'm going to mix Huda, Pukey, and Buns together and put that right into my crease. You're almost going to like stamp it into your crease. Just really lightly. And then you can tap off all the excess and blend it out. I'm just going to take a little bit more creamsicle and blend it out even more. After I'm done blending, I'm going to take Chip and Central Park, the two browns right here, and do the same type of thing, but I'm going to do it even lower into my crease and not as high as I put the other browns. So I'm really going to focus it into the lower crease and the outer V of my eye. Alright, so now that I have that blended out, I'm going to take what's called a packer brush. It's like a flat, thin brush. And I'm going to take Central Park again, this lower shade. And I'm going to pack this all over my eyelid. And it's going to look crazy, but I'm gonna put another shade over it, and I'm gonna blend it all out, and it's gonna look better. So it's gonna get crazy, and then it's gonna look better. Now that I have that down and looking all crazy, I'm going to take the Creamsicle shade mixed with Pooter and Pukey again. And I'm going to blend that harsh line on my lid out. So now that we have that blended out a little bit more, we're going to take Hustle, Meeks, and 24/7. It's these three. And we're just going to, I like to go on with my fingertip and mix them all together and put that all over your lid. And then I'm just going to take a fluffy brush again and kind of blend that out too. I think I'm going to take Central Park again and just really stamp that into the outer V. And blend that up into my crease again. And blend it in with the 3 shades on my eyelid. I'm actually going to take those 3 shades with a packer brush again and mix all of them. And then I'm just going to spray it with the Max Fix Plus and put it down again. So go with a really light hand and just blend that together. And blend it more into the crease. And then with a pencil brush, we're just going to take Beam and Enlight, these 2 first shades, and we're just going to pack that into your inner corner. Alright, so now that we're done with the tops of the eyes, we're just going to brush off the bake. And then we're going to do the same thing that we did up here and just do it down in your waterline. So I'm just going to take a small brush and I'm going to take Creamsicle again. And this is the first one that I'm going to put down and really blend it out more. You want to take it from the outer eye and blend it all the way down your lower lash line. And then next I'm going to take the Pooter, Pukey, and Buns again and do the same thing. But I'm going to blend this more into your outer lash line instead of all the way down. I'm just going to take a tiny bit of Chip and Central Park and just stamp it right on the end of your lower lash line. And now that you have that done, we're just going to take a black pencil liner and you're going to run it through your waterline. Now you definitely could stop at this point and just throw on some lashes and some mascara if you don't like eyeliner, but I personally love eyeliners. I do eyeliner with almost every look I do. So we're just going to take some of this Maybelline eyeliner and throw that on. And I'm just going to make a wing. You're good to make noise. I could just cut this part out. Love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Let's pray. can make this highlighter even with this eyeliner. I think those are pretty even. I think those are as even as I'm gonna get them. Next, I know a lot of YouTubers like to put on mascara and curl their eyelashes and do that before they pop on false eyelashes, but I actually like to do it after. So I'm gonna pop on some lashes and then I put mascara over, and I feel like it just connects them even more. So I'm just gonna do that. Just take a little bit of mascara to the top lashes to darken my natural lashes to the false lashes. And then I'm just going to put a little bit on my lower lashes. Now that I have the eyes all done, I'm going to finish up the face just a little bit. So for blush, I'm going to take this palette. And I'm not really a blush girl because I have naturally pink cheeks, and I think that still comes out a little bit. So I'm just going to take a really light blush, kind of like this peachy blush right here, and mix it in with this more reddish peachy blush. Just take a tiny bit, and I like to blend it in with my bronzer. I don't like to have it, I don't like that you can see it as much. I just like the reddish tint that you can see. And if you smile, you can put it on the apples of your cheeks and blend it into your bronzer. And then for highlight, I'm just going to take a little bit of Becca Champagne Pop. I'm just going to take a little bit of that, and I'm going to put it just on the tips of my cheeks. Woo! I do have a pimple right there, so we're just going to ignore that. We're just going to put a tiny bit above the brow and under the brow. And I'm going to put it on just the tip of my nose with the pencil brush. And down the bridge. So I'm just going to line my lips. I'm actually not that big of a lipstick girl. I kind of just like putting a gloss on and going about my day. But I really want to get into lipsticks, so. And then I'm gonna take this color. This is from ColourPop, and Queen. I like it, but I think I'm still going to put a gloss over it just to tune it down just a little bit. Oh yeah, that's better. Now I'm just going to set it with Urban Decay All Nighter. Alright guys, that is the completed look. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please like the video and subscribe and turn on my post notifications. I had so much fun on my first time doing this, so I definitely am going to keep doing it. Thank you again. Love you. Yee yee. Yee yee. Okay, I'm done.